Thanks for choosing this free Anfield Index podcast. If you'd prefer to listen to this or any of our other shows without adverts, then now's the time to check out Anfield Index Pro. With AI Pro, you can supercharge your entire listening experience. You'll not only get all of our podcasts without the ads, but you'll have them far faster with our Quick Publish feature available exclusively for subscribers. AI Pro also puts you in the heart of our sound studio, with an option to listen to many of our shows live and interact with the podcasters in real time as the shows are recording. Upgrading couldn't be easier. AI Pro is available on all popular podcast platforms, and we have our own apps for Apple and Android. Just head on over to AnfieldIndexPro.com and get started today.
Hello and welcome to Daily Red, your lunchtime catch-up on all things Liverpool FC on a Friday, the day before Liverpool take on Manchester City in the Community Shield, also known as our second last pre-season friendly. We'll play them, then we play Strasbourg, and that will be us done with pre-season, and then we have a 1 week run in to our first league game. But it is worth emphasising that tomorrow's game against City is a pre-season friendly. And while you'll get people that say, oh, but there's a trophy handed out, we just saw a bunch of trophies handed out in pre-season as well. No matter what happens tomorrow, it's not worth getting overly excited about either in a positive or negative direction because it's a pre-season game. Until we play our first league game or our first Champions League game, nothing else matters. Tomorrow's a friendly. It's about getting minutes into legs. It's about establishing a bit of rhythm. That's it. Nothing else is important. The result does not matter. Now, a tin pot club like City might see it differently, but I doubt it. Guardiola, I would imagine, sees it as a friendly. I'd say the players see it as a friendly. Klopp will see it as a friendly. There's 6 substitutions allowed. It's a friendly. Now, the likely Liverpool team will be Adrian in goal. It's obviously less than ideal, but it's a friendly, so it doesn't matter. You'd imagine Klopp will go with whatever he sees as his season starting defence. So right now it looks like it'll be Trent, Matip, Virgil and Robbo. It is interesting that Virgil and Matip have barely played together in pre-season. It's been Virgil and Ibu for the most part. It's worth noting that Virgil and Gomez haven't played together. They've been kept apart. Gomez is, for all intents and purposes, the backup to Virgil now. In midfield, it looks like it will be Henderson with Fabinho and Thiago. And again, they've barely played together this pre-season. It's been Naby who's played the most minutes with Fab and Thiago. And the Naby, Fab, Thiago midfield is the 3 best midfielders we can put out there. But as was the case last year, it may well be that the best course of action for us is to have Thiago and Naby sharing one position, that left-sided role in midfield. Because Fabinho will lock down the 6. And when he misses games, you can just slot Henderson in, assuming it's poor teams we're playing. If it's good teams, it becomes problematic. But on that left side, Thiago's got to be the starter, and Naby's the best alternative. In fact, he's the only real alternative. Curtis has played there, isn't particularly good there. Henderson was used there once, was an abomination. Milner's played there. He's just not good enough. And then the other option is Ox, who's a disaster in that role. Harvey and Carvalho aren't real options in that role this season. Not if we want to keep playing the way we have been playing. Thiago will miss a bunch of games. We know that. We can pencil him in for maybe 35 games across the course of the season out of a potential 60 odd. which means there's 20, 25 games where he's not going to be there. And those are games for Naby. Now, Naby can also get some games on the right side to top that up. But it does feel like the smart play is to have those two platoon in that left-sided role, which is what creates the problem we have on the right side. Harvey's not ready. Curtis has yet to show that he can be trusted in that role. We know Ox isn't good enough. We know Milner's not good enough. And we've seen for 2 years that Henderson's not good enough in that role. He's fine as a 6 against certain teams. He can't play as an 8. If you look at Klopp's entire tenure, you'll struggle to find a consistent run of games of Henderson as the right-sided 8, even in the old midfield configuration, where he was good. Even when it was the flat 3 and they were largely there to be water carriers, he struggled in that right-sided role. He had a decent run in the 18-19 season after he was dropped and Fabinho replaced him as the 6. He came off the bench against Southampton. He had a good run for about 6 games. And that's basically it. The season we won the title, he started the year playing on the right side of midfield. It was awful for the first couple of months. Fab got hurt. He moved into the number 6 position. And that's where he had his best run of form under Jurgen Klopp. His 2 best runs of form under Klopp were that one in the title season for 4 months and the first half of the 16-17 season, also playing as a 6. He's never shown consistently that he can do the job on the right side of midfield. None of them have. None of the options have. Not even Naby, because Naby's been inconsistent. Ox hasn't been the same since the injuries. Milner's years past been useful. And the other 3 are children. Curtis is a bit older, but he just hasn't had the game time. And then in attack, I'm guessing he'll go with Salah and Diaz either side of Firmino. I would guess that Bobby starting is the most likely situation for this game. And maybe Núñez starts against Strasbourg, or maybe Núñez doesn't play against Strasbourg because he might start the league game. Diogo Jota is going to miss a while. Klopp didn't really give any sort of timeline. He just said he's going to take a little bit longer. He said that Alisson should be back for the game against Fulham, but that Diogo Jota is not close to return. It will take a while, unfortunately. It's a shame because we really could have done with him. The Reds' pre-season schedule has been condensed due to featuring in the Champions League final, and with the new campaign starting early to accommodate the World Cup, it means Jurgen Klopp has sought to extend pre-season into the season proper, confirming another friendly has been arranged for the day after the trip to Fulham. We have to extend our pre-season into the season. We play on Saturday against City, we play Sunday a test game against Strasbourg, then we play Fulham, and then the next day we play another game just so we can extend our pre-season. It's just what we have to do because from mid-August on, I think we play every 3 days again. There's no time for training anymore. The Echo reports that Steven Gerrard's Aston Villa are the opposition in a behind closed doors game on August 7th. So that's quite interesting. Klopp has moved to quieten down any talk of Bobby going to Juventus. Bobby is crucial for us. Bobby is the heart and soul of the team. The way we played in the last few years was only possible because of Bobby, and that's why I'm really happy he could train the majority of pre-season so far. Everything looks really good. I'm absolutely fine. For me, there's no doubt about his quality. All the rest, we'll see how this year goes, but yes, he is essential to us. I mean, it's lip service because he had a decent season last year, but that was the first decent season since the year we won the Champions League. He had 2 poor years in between. Klopp has talked about how much fun it seems to be to work with Fabio Carvalho. He's a technical player. He's incredibly creative, and we will have a lot of fun with him, definitely. Fabio last night was okay, but he can be much better. This was obviously after the Salzburg game. He played 165 minutes across the 4 games. It is quite low. Like, it's quite a low amount of minutes across 4 games, which I'm assuming is why they want that Villa game to ramp up minutes for a lot of the players. On Anfield, this is Anfield. There is a piece entitled Pep's Paranoia, Tasteless Songs and Breaking 90, the history of the Liverpool-Manchester City rivalry. There's a piece about Bill Shankly, so do check that out. There is a piece about Liverpool coaches really looking forward to working with Calvin Ramsey, who's obviously missed pre-season because of the injury that he has, but hopefully he'll be able to start ramping things up quite soon. That's about it. Oh, Klopp said it took him a day to forget the Champions League final defeat. Well, good for you. Took the rest of us a bit longer, I'd imagine. Jurgen Klopp has told Liverpool how to get the best out of Darwin Núñez, but patience is needed. That's the headline story on Liverpool.com. The usual nonsense of having to create some sort of narrative that links to our rivals is the next 2 stories. Cristiano Ronaldo call proves Liverpool remain miles ahead as Manchester United make new blunder. Nobody needs to know or be told that we're miles ahead of United. They're garbage, and it's obvious to everybody. Man City have taken major 50 million transfer gamble, and Darwin Núñez proves Liverpool would never. Dreadful headline. And what is the 50 million gamble? Oh, Mark Cucurella. Not a gamble. Brilliant left back. Absolutely brilliant left back. And if we were looking for a left back this summer, I think he'd probably be high on the list of players we'd look at. Liverpool are using Red Bull tactic to foster Steven Gerrard link and gain transfer advantage. Okay. Steven Gerrard and David Beckham can both inspire amazing partnership for Liverpool after £64 million move. Liverpool could see a budding new partnership this season, one that simultaneously evokes both Steven Gerrard and David Beckham. It's an exciting prospect. I assume this is like Trent to Darwin, similar to Gerrard to Owen, Gerrard to Torres, when Gerrard will play on the right-hand side more, and obviously Beckham to Ruud van Nistelrooy. There are some similarities between Núñez and Ruud, but he's a lot quicker and a lot more physical. Cristiano Ronaldo would join Liverpool as Jurgen Klopp gives Diogo Jota injury update. This is the Media Digest piece. Cristiano would join anybody at this point, but nobody wants him. FSG monitoring Liverpool, monitoring forward. First of all, FSG don't monitor anybody. The football club does that. Liverpool and Sheffield United have been in fairly regular transfer contact. Oh, this is about... Oh, no, sorry. This is about Will Osula, who is a young player at Sheffield United. I haven't seen him yet, but he is very highly regarded, meant to be quite a big talent. Danish player. They brought him in from Copenhagen when he was 15. 5 appearances last season. No goals yet, but obviously many of them are just late sub-appearances. But yeah, he is very highly regarded, so might be one to keep an eye on. Klopp obviously gave his Jota update, and Cristiano would join Liverpool, but it's absolute nonsense. Why would we ever want to get into the Cristiano Ronaldo business? Jurgen Klopp knows Liverpool combination to avoid against Manchester City, and Jack Grealish proves why. I mean, okay. There's a few other bits and pieces there. You can check them out for yourself. Podcast-wise, there is the new Anfield Index podcast, episode 333, or if you're from Ireland, 333. Trev Downey, Guy Drinkle, Lisa Marie, and Carol Kopak discussed their pre-season takeaways, Bobby Firmino, the relevance of the Community Shield, Irish accents, Nazi werewolves, curry chips, and planetary alignments. So the full bag from Mr. Downey, Mr. Drinkle, and the rest. And there is a new AI scouted up. Myself, Carl, and Mr. Drinkle. Guy took over the hosting for this one to preview the season ahead, looking at the teams that finished from 7th to 14th. Obviously, the lads had covered the teams that finished 1 to 6. I gave my predictions for them on this one as well. And then we went through 7 to 14. We will have part 3 hopefully early next week, all depending on Mr. Matchett and whether or not he wants to take another holiday or, go jet setting, as he is wont to do as a highly powered journalist. Big J journalist. And that's it. That's me for today, folks. Thanks as always. I will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
We hope you enjoyed listening to this Anfield Index show. Please be sure to subscribe to our channel so future podcasts find their way to your device automatically. There's nothing quite like fan engagement, and we'd love to know what you think of anything discussed on this show. The best way to get in touch is over on our free Discord community, where both podcasters and listeners debate the hottest LFC topics 24/7. Sign up free now at AnfieldIndex.com/Discord. You won't regret it. You can also follow us on Twitter at Anfield Index and find us on Facebook by searching for Anfield Index. Oh, and before you go, we'd love it if you could leave us a 5-star review on your favourite podcast app. It only takes a couple of seconds, and it means the world to the people who create these free shows.